Hi you all, it's Jenny, and I just did about a 20-minute video where I realized I wasn't talking about HCG at all. I was talking all about my life. Who cares, right? Who cares? It's like people's fantasy football teams. They start talking about, oh, he's on my fantasy football team. Who cares? Don't care who's on your fantasy football team. All right, you're not going to care about all the nitty-gritty details of my life and my renovating of the bathroom and how many times I have to go back to Home Depot in the past week. All right, HCG related information. As we know, I went away for the weekend, stayed at a hotel with my husband and my son to visit him for Parents Weekend, and then there was a lot of food choices that were there. I don't think we paid for anything. Well, we paid in advance to listen to the dueling pianos and have it, which was in their main dining hall. So, but I did okay. I didn't do great, and I wouldn't even say I did good, but I did okay in terms of the food choices, given all the options that were there. Given all the options that were there, I should say I did good, but we're just going to say I did okay. We're going to say I did okay on eating that. And then the breakfasts at the hotel only had the omelets, the pre-made omelets that they had. That's all I ate. I did not have any muffins. I did not have any bagels. I did not have the biscuit with gravy. I had no fruit. I didn't have any sugar. I just had the omelet. So that was good too. Yeah, that was good. I won't point out the things that weren't good. All right, I will. So I didn't have lunch. That's good. Saved a lot of calories on lunch. I'm sure if I would have gone to lunch, I probably would have gotten like a chicken Caesar salad or something, and that has like more calories than like a burger and fries. So sometimes eating healthy isn't always great in terms of fat and calorie content. But we didn't have lunch, but I did get a scoop of ice cream at the ice cream store. Okay, so that's where I fell apart. Anyway, came back, gained 1.9 pounds. That day that I came back, I had just a small bowl of that shredded chicken with the salsa. And I ate, that's all I ate all day. That's all I really needed. I mean, I guess I ate a lot more over the weekend than I normally would. I had started back on the drops that day too. I stopped taking them for the 2 days that I was gone, but I started them back up again. Should you not? I don't know. But I knew that I would be eating way more calories and then that just wasn't good. So I just stopped the drops. And I will say that it was still kind of in my system because I didn't have a huge desire to eat at any of these things. I did leave a lot of the big salad of course, the big salad also had breaded chicken on it, and corn and eggs, and I mean, there was a decent amount of calories on it. The good news is I didn't like any of their salad dressings because I'm so picky with salad dressings. I only like Caesar and honey mustard, so I just a tiny bit just so it wasn't so hard to swallow because hard to eat a salad without any kind of moisture with it. Very little bit of like a French dressing. But I mean, maybe a teaspoon worth. I mean, literally just enough to kind of make a really light drizzle over it. So, all right. So I had that bowl the next day, and then I got on the scale and I had lost zero point 0.9. So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I would have liked more. But because I did a whole day of just eating that chicken, and the day before, all I had were the eggs in the morning and then that bowl of ice cream. But okay. So I lost zero point 0.9. The next day, I did the exact same thing. I thought I really need to get on track. I'm not using the low carb wrap, spinach wrap I'm not putting a little bit of shredded cheese on it. Of course, I didn't really have any lettuce either, and that I really should have because that's just a healthy choice. But I had just the shredded chicken that is prepared in a salsa mix, so it has some little bit of tomato base with it. I drain off most of it, so it's mostly just chicken that I'm eating. So I had some of that, essentially plain chicken, because I just made it in a crock pot, so there was no oils or anything added to it. So it's really healthy. Next day I get it on the scale, I lost another zero point 0.9. So I'm like, okay, now we're at the point that I've made up for the 2 days of bad eating, 2 days readjusting. Fair enough. We're back on track. And then I got on the scale today and it said I lost 2.1. Now, what did I eat? Absolutely nothing. I have never done that before in my life, I don't think. Possibly one day, the very first time I did this round, that I thought, I'm really not that hungry. I'm just not going to eat. But I was ill yesterday. I was very sick and struggled to get through my classes. Um, Went to bed, but I didn't vomit, but I think it's because I like my body just used all the food that it had in it for 2 days. I just literally had a small bowl of just shredded chicken, so I think I was nauseous, but like nothing came up. At least I didn't have dry heaves. That was good. Had the runs, and that's not pleasurable. But at the end of it all, when I realized I probably could go get a colonoscopy, that I was so cleared out, I thought this is going to be great for the scale. And then went back to bed. And I felt better in the second half of the day. I mean, better enough that I actually ran to the Home Depot and ran a couple other errands. I think I went 4 different. I got the car washed. I had 2 things to pick up from different homes, and I went to Walmart and did a return, and then I went to Home Depot to get the things I needed for my project. So I was well enough that I was out for about 2 hours. And then I came back and I was working on the bathroom. I did some silicone caulking. Anyway, I did lots of things in the bathroom and I felt good about it. By the time I was done, I would take little breaks because I think I was just a little bit lethargic, but not hungry. I wasn't hungry at all. I never thought even I want to go get something to eat now. Never crossed my mind all day. And it's interesting that I took the drops in the morning and then early evening I took them. Probably around the time I normally would have my meal. I don't know what possessed me to take the drops, but I did. And then I knew I had to get up early for classes today, and I just kind of had a rough day of not feeling well, so I thought I'm turning in early. It was like 8:30, and I thought I'm going to get into bed. I'm going to put something good on TV by 9:30. I'll be sound asleep. And then I looked at the clock. I'm like, oh shoot, it's 8:30. I haven't eaten today. I should go eat. And I stopped and thought, why? Why? You should go eat? No, you don't have to eat if you're not hungry. You're supposed to be listening to your body and doing what your body tells you. And I just thought, wow, I can't believe I'm going to go an entire day without having something to eat. I hadn't eaten since about 5 o'clock the day before, and this is 8 o'clock the next day. But I didn't. But right before I went to sleep, I took the drops again because I thought, I don't want my stomach to start growling during the night or wake me up or anything, so I wanted to make sure. So I took the drops, and then I was fine. And now here we are the next day. So the scale did say minus 2.1. A good cleanse would do that if you have a weigh-in coming up. Maybe a slight laxative would be beneficial. Mine was just naturally brought on by illness. But yeah, minus 2.1 was very exciting. So the other good news I have is that my first day that I can weigh in is in 2 days to hit my goal weight, which is 35 pounds lost since December 28th. I looked at the numbers and I realized I was off. I miscalculated one number by a pound, and then I just keep looking at the previous number when I look at how much more do I have to lose to hit my goal weight? How much more do I have to lose? That's one of my columns. I have, a column of what my current weight is, how much more I have to lose to hit my challenge that I'm involved in, and how many days are left in that challenge. Then everything I ate the day before. And a little yes and no in another column. Did I have a bowel movement? Am I menstruating? The next one is like round 3 P2 day 12, round 3 P2 day 13. I have another column of how much I've lost in this round, and then I have another column of how much I've lost overall in HCG since I started back in April. And I'm at 28.7 pounds lost in HCG, so that makes me happy. I say I had to lose 35 overall, and so I did. I guess I did lose 6 pounds prior to starting HCG because the weight that I am right now is 2.7 pounds away from my goal weight. So excited. So excited. So I am now full force going at it. Now I know I have 2 weeks to weigh in, but I can't allow myself to think like that because then I'll just sit back on my laurels and go, I've got 2 weeks to do it. And then my weight will kind of go like this. I will say this diet challenge that I'm in has been the best thing that I ever did. Um, Usually HCG is the thing that keeps me on track and just being in it. But like, I cheat all the time on HCG. I'm just like, oh, you know what? I deserve it today. I'll be back on track. I'll do good for the next, like this past weekend. I did okay. I didn't do great. I didn't follow HCG protocol at all. Didn't even stay on the drops and then just jumped right back on it. And that's my life. Can you imagine what my life is like when I'm not on HCG? This is why we have issues and this is why I had to lose 35 pounds. So, um, I'm very, very grateful that I'm involved in this challenge and that I said that I would lose 35 pounds by mid October back in last December. Um, and it's been great. And my payout is going to be good. It's going to be over $2,000. Yeah, yeah. Exciting, right? Yeah, exciting. Now I put 800 of that in myself. That's how the challenge works. You have a monthly pay in, and I have $80 a month that I pay in, and I do that for 10 months. So I'm not profiting 2,000 over $2,000. I don't know how much over 2,000 it is, but I can safely say that I am profiting at least $1,200. That's huge. That's huge. Now, if I don't make that weight and show the video and the still shots and everything else that I need to do and turn around and, let them see everything along with my final weigh-in and get it approved, if I don't make it, that $800 that I invested, I never see again. So that for me is highly motivating. I don't have $800 to just throw out the window. I have $80 a month extra kind of that I can put into something, but I need to have the reward back from it. I don't have an extra $80 a month to just throw away. So, yeah, if you can involve yourself in any one of these challenges, there are other ones in a company called Diet Bet, which are smaller challenges. Actually, this company, Healthy Wage, has smaller challenges too. But if you're interested, let me know because I can give you a referral link so that you get $40 off your. Actually, I think the way it works is it goes into your bank. So you'll get $40 off at the very end. So like the total amount that mine shows that I'm going to get, which is 2,000 and blah 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 dollars, in there is the $40. Um, well, not for me because I didn't have a referral. But had somebody referred me, I would have an extra $40 in there. So if you want to do one of those challenges and you can pick how many months it is and how much you want to weigh, you bet on yourself. I can explain all that again. If you look back to previous videos, I explain it. It's called Healthy Wage. But yeah, I'll let you know once I get the final approval and that money shows up in my PayPal account. And I'm very, very excited about it. All right, so that's where I am. This was much longer since I had nothing to say today than I expected, but caught you up on the last couple of days. I've got 2 days to go before my weigh-in. I have 2.7 pounds. Um, I've got Cedar Point on Saturday. Oh, that falls right at that time. I don't know how that's going to help or deter me in this whole thing, but it's probably not going to be a good thing. It might take me about 5 to 7 days to lose that 2.7 pounds, to be honest with you, since both my kids are coming home tomorrow, Thursday, and they'll be here until Sunday. And one of those days we're going to the amusement park for the whole day. I have a feeling I'm probably going to want to eat a little bit more to keep my energy up on that day because that's just going to be 12 hours of constant walking around and being on your feet all day long. If you're not walking, you're standing in a line. So I feel like, in all honesty, it's probably going to take me a little bit longer to lose this last 2.7. And you know what? Like I said before, the last weight at the very end of your weight loss journey is the hardest to get off. Your body kind of starts to fight you and say, are you sure you want to lose more? I really, truly could lose another 5 to 10. I say should lose another 5 to 10. But after I hit my weight loss number, I really personally would love to lose another 4 because that puts me in another category of weight, and that would make me very happy. All right, that's all I have for today. I think I've repeated myself a lot in this video. All right, this is starting to turn into the exact same video that I did before. Oh well. Thank you for listening. I hope that you can relate to me and that I'm not the only crazy person out here. All right, you take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.